Hi guys, welcome back. So in this lesson, we will be installing Django as well as some third-party libraries that we'll need to create our Django application. So as you can see, I have my path open in my application folder. So the first thing that we are going to do is activate our virtual environment. So it's vn scripts activate. Okay, so the first library that we'll be installing is called Django Toolbelt. So Django Toolbelt contains all the libraries that we will need to create a Django application, as well as the libraries that we will need to connect to different types of database engines. Okay, so it's pip. We use our pip installer. Install Django Toolbelt. And we just wait for that to finish. It shouldn't be that long. Okay, so the next library that we will install is Django Geojson. It's pip install Django Geojson. So this library basically serializes our data from our model in Django or from various types of data sources into a format called GeoJSON. Okay, so it's just like a GIS modified version of JSON. Okay, so the next library that we will install is Django Leaflet. Pip install Django Leaflet. So Leaflet is the library that we will use to build maps. So pip install Django Leaflet. Okay, so once that is installed, the next library that we will install is called pandas. So pip install pandas. So pandas will help us to do data operations like transforming our data, cleaning our data, creating data frames, or creating data sets, exporting and importing data of various types. So all those operations we will do with the help of the pandas library. Okay, so once that has been installed, the next library that we will install is similar to Django Geojson. It's just Geojson. So some of these libraries we don't necessarily need, but we want to make sure that all our dependencies are covered and that our application won't be complaining about certain libraries or dependencies that are needed while we build our application. We want to make sure that the process is smooth and that all the libraries that we may need are all installed before we build the application. Okay, the next one that we will install is Xlrd, Excel Reader, for reading Excel type files. So pip install Xlrd. So sometimes when you're working with spreadsheets, um, sometimes the application seems to complain about not having the Xlrd library available. So we want to make sure that everything is covered by installing these libraries. So the last one that we will install for now is sklearn. Pip install sklearn. So we will use this library for our machine learning operations. So the models that we'll be using in our application will be gotten from the sklearn library, as well as some tools that we'll need to build feature datasets. All of that will be contained in the sklearn library. It's quite a big library, so it might take some time, but it won't be that long. Okay, so now that we have all the libraries that we need installed in our virtual environment, so now what that means is that when we deploy this application elsewhere, we won't need to reinstall all these libraries on that specific server or environment, because we are shipping our application with a virtual environment that already has these libraries installed. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do now is we are going to actually create our Django application. So it will be a skeleton application, just a bunch of template files that we will use to build on top of. So this is a bare bones Django project that we will create, or application rather. So the command will be Django admin.py start project, and I'm going to call the project Geoquakes, and then space, and then a point or a dot or whatever you want to call it. So this will create our Django project. Okay, so now let's see if the project has been created by using dir. So as you can see, our project has been created. Let's go in there and see the files that are created for us. So it's cd geoquakes and then dir. As you can see, our settings.py file, urls.py file, so all the files that are essential to our application has been created. Okay, so we go back to the previous directory by cd dot dot. Okay, and now the next thing that we are going to do is we have created our Django project, and now we are going to create our Django app. So the command to do that is python manage.py start app, and then we are going to call it Geoquakes app. Okay, and this should create our app for us. Okay, so now if I list the directory by dir, I can see that our Django project has been created for us and our Django app. So now let's go to the app and then see what files it has created for us. So it's cd geoquakes app. As you can see, all our views, models, right, and our admin.py files have been created for us. So now we have a complete bare bones Django application. Okay, so that is it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.